You still won't race Brianna Wu. Bro, Sneako is on some wild shit. Hold on. Not for this though. I think he's getting to the point where he might be too far gone. Hold on. Oh god, Dom's semi-effort post. Wait, I'm not gonna be able to find it. Bro, you guys are posting way too often in here. It's this one.
You want to hear the red pill? Do you know why Japan runs smoothly? Do you know why people there respect each other and why I'm the most degenerate person walking around Japan? It's because they have a homogenous society. It's because they have extremely low immigration. It's because there's one political party. They only vote for the Conservative Party every year. They don't really like foreigners coming in. What is the population of Japan? Like 95% Japanese? Everybody there, you have to see it for your own eyes. That's the America that wants. Everybody dressed conservatively, everybody believing the same thing, everybody...
It's sad because, like, in that America, Sneako doesn't exist. Like...
Respectful, you don't need to lock your door. You're never scared of somebody robbing you. It's incredible. Like, everybody's quiet on the train, there's no pollution anywhere. There's just no degenerate behavior.
Is this more influence from the Ryan Dawson guy? Yeah, it's a lot of it is probably coming from Ryan Dawson, yeah.
The park, you don't smell any weed. And a big reason why is because they have extremely low immigration. And this is a difficult thing for me to talk about because, bro, this is the meme, like, Sneako, I'm mixed, I am. My parents, like, come from a Filipino and Haitian background. My dad's half European, like European mutt and Haitian. My mom's parents are from the Philippines. So I'm like part of that. But America has no identity anymore. There's absolutely none.
It needs to be white. Have you seen these Sneako tweets? Oh, Jesus. Between Dawson and fucking Fuentes, yeah, he's probably running off a mental cliff, an intellectual cliff right now of autistic fucking conspiracy-laden shit. Oh, this was in February at least.
Why doesn't Sneako talk about the culture of wearing masks in Asian countries?
Wait, what's the point of this? Matrix? Well, yeah, but I mean, what is this? I don't know.
That are encouraging them. Chris from MrBeast. So people saw this picture. You can see him in the replies. MrBeast is backing this up. He's like, opinion irrelevant ratio. Here's what the ratio. The Chris I know was like a truck driving, AK-47 shooting, Call of Duty playing, dip chewing. Yep. That was the Chris I knew.
Jesus.
You didn't say that. You didn't say the part where it's gonna get you canceled. But that was the Chris I knew. Was woo Trump. What's up with all these? The Chris, he had a southern accent. He was driving monster trucks, and he helped me shoot my first AK-47. And he was chewing dip, and he was smoking Marlboro Reds. He had just bought a big truck with all the MrBeast money. That was Chris. What the fuck happened? The people that are encouraging this, they think that they're doing the right thing. They're all brainwashed. Even MrBeast thinks that he's doing the right thing by supporting his friend Chris. Brainwashed. If you really cared, you would not encourage his delusion now. You would look at the long term and see that this is something that he's doing because he is brainwashed by social media, because he's living in the West where this is pushed by a bunch of garbage. If you were really his friend right now, you would hear what I'm saying, because someone's gonna clip this and send it to him. You would tell him you've made the wrong decision.
You know what? I do actually wonder about a lot of these celebs that are like coming out as like trans and on HRT and shit. It does make me wonder sometimes. I think some of them mean it. I looked a little bit into that Chris dude. It seems a little weird. I don't know. I'm not here to judge. Listen, if you want to do drugs, knock yourself out. I heard he's leaving his family over it. What do you mean? There's like a lot of social dynamics at play with a lot of these groups and a lot of this shit. I don't know. I'm very uncomfortable with a lot of the trans stuff right now because it seems like nobody knows what it means to be trans anymore. I feel like I've said this a lot. Like I feel like the self-ID movement has like destroyed that. So now I see like famous content creators who are like, look at me, like I'm on HRT and drugs and stuff, and like I'm trans now, guys, cool. It's like, were you really? Are you actually? Or is it just like another kind of like identity group that you want to join for some type of social validation? I don't know. It makes me wonder, but I'm not sure. When I listen to people like Demon Mama and shit talk about being trans, and it sounds like they have no idea like what it even means to be trans, and these people on drugs and shit, it super makes me wonder. I don't know. The online shit is very weird, but. Yeah, it is. Wait, did I get food?
Do you want some?
Did I get any?
So I wanted something else, but I think we got something different.
Oh, so I didn't get any food.
I mean, you can have some.
What is
You want
this?
some.
Taco Mel's?
We're supposed to share all three, okay? So
What is this?
probably chicken.
Don't you think transition is too big a change in your life for it to be a social gimmick? I just don't know anymore, dude. I don't know. I don't like where the conversations are at right now. The problem is I see some people, this sounds really fucking lame for me to say as a cis person, but like I see some people who are trans who give shitty takes about being a trans person. And I'm like, that just is so weird to me. So I'm either really disconnected, and a lot of the trans people that have communicated with me are really disconnected, or there's something different going on with like some of the social shit. I don't know. Oh, hello.
Oh, are you watching something now? I can come back after.
Not really. What's up?
Is it a good time?
Yeah, go for it.
I was going to pick a fight with Vaush again, but I felt very dissuaded from engaging with the whole trans people discourse.
Why is that?
I feel like honestly, I'm worried that maybe I'm a little lost in the sauce. I feel like it's really easy to see the negatives in Vaush, but it's easy to see the negatives in Vaush, especially having gone through his fucking content. I think it upsets a lot of other people who feel like maybe he's one of the few positive voices for trans people.
Oh, he's not.
So
don't ever worry about that.
No, I know he's not, but like those people exist.
Yeah,
right?
but they're cringe.
We can't pretend like they don't. Okay, they're cringe. And I've seen like pretty crazy videos on TikTok. This one trans woman telling others that they need to get in the streets and fight, find friends who will fight with them. You're gonna anyway. The police officers, and she even like squeezes in there allegedly, like I feel like that's all wild shit to say.
True, it is.
Absolutely fucking crazy and unhinged.
It is. Agreed.
But then pointing it out, I feel like for a lot of other people makes me seem like a right-winger, especially when right-wingers all of a sudden start going, "Yas, queen," to me. And it's like, I'm not talking for you. I'm not talking for transphobic people.
Oh, you don't want to be
like,
Stardust too?
What's Stardust too?
The second version, isn't that what she's accused of? Is like being way too friendly with like right-wing people?
I don't know why she gets that rap.
Well, isn't she friends with like a lot of right-wing people now, like Richard Spencer and I don't know, whatever other unsavory figures kind of pop
Look,
into her
are you
stream right now?
retarded when I said that I'm not close friends with anybody? Like, if you know...
Just because you're not close friends with them doesn't necessarily mean you don't follow their content. You watch all of our content, everybody in this fucking sphere, no? So I didn't know if you knew that or not. I feel like it's a pretty common criticism that Stardust gets. I would have assumed you would have known that, but maybe you don't. That's fine. If you don't, that's okay. But that's like a thing that like everybody says about her. Is that like, oh, Stardust is butting up to Richard Spencer and fucking White Knight. And she streams on Cozy, yeah.
You would say that she's friends with Richard Spencer? Or that's what the haters
That's
are
what they're
saying?
all saying. That's what they all say.
Okay.
Okay, now
That
can
was
you guys
mean,
hear me?
Terry? Do you understand what the fuck I'm talking about, Steven? Okay, you can receive me positively now. I feel like if you turn on my camera and your stream could see that I'm like sitting here half naked, like they would be so much nicer to me in chat. But don't turn on my camera, just whatever.
Okay.
Wait, I was talking about the fucking, the Vaush thing before this went off the rails.
Indeed.
Yeah, so I looked through like so much of his content, so fucking much of his content, but I feel like I'm not gonna post it. I say post it like I fucking wrote a script or did a video yet, but I feel like I don't want to do anything with it. I feel like I'm worried
Sorry.
going down like the negative route.
When you say negative route, are you worried about like feedback you'll get online, or just like being a hater, or what do you mean?
I feel like there's so much criticism that Vaush could get.
Well, I mean, if you feel strongly about it, then why not talk about it? I mean, like, if you feel like, do you think that like he shouldn't get that criticism, or?
I mean, I try to think about Brianna Wu and her trying to do her whole unite thing. And I think it's really frustrating that Vaush is like kind of pushing for electoralism, like just sort of kinda. He says this whole thing where it's like he's autistic and that's why he doesn't go to canvassing events, but like you got like 300 autistic dudes who came to canvas, right? Autism doesn't stop you.
True. I think he's just lazy. I mean, but now, so
Yeah.
like the question is like,
Is it worth making a video about that?
well, no, the question, like, you could frame it in like a positive light, like, hey, this is a video to encourage people like Vaush or people in his community to participate in politics, don't be discouraged by whatever, or it could be just like an attack video where it's like, I'm here to shit on Vaush for like him being a lazy fuck.
And the other part that I don't know how I think about it, because I think I come at it really fucking skeptical, where maybe it's not as bad as I'm viewing it. But do you know, you have the whole canvassing thing, and it does sort of make you like about what you speak. I feel like Vaush did not get involved with canvassing until after his the horrible reaction to him saying that there was a trans genocide already happening last year.
Sure. Also, to be clear,
Like-
he's not at all involved in canvassing, right?
Yeah, that's where I'm like gonna go to also. So he had such a bad reaction. The canvassing event that I went to in Wisconsin, that hey, we won, Democrats won. It was a liberal judge, by the way. He's like applauding a liberal judge when he thinks that liberals are fascist. So that is hilarious to me. But he didn't get involved with that without like pressure from his community to like donate or to do more with Progressive Victory to like help do that. Like it doesn't seem like it's at the forethought for him. And his response to me telling him like he should come out was to say like sometimes he gets addicted to video games and he doesn't always care about electoralism.
Me too. True king. What a king.
He's just like you, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like after that, the negative feedback he got from the trans side, I think this is like an optics thing. That's like my skepticism, is that he's only helping out with Progressive Victory, throwing like $1,000 here and there for like optics, and that's why he hasn't actually come out. Because most of his rhetoric and the things that he says on stream, whenever he's supportive of electoralism, I think that that's just to not sound like he's an extremist.
Yeah, that's what it
doesn't
feels like
come off
sometimes. He's
genuine.
like optically obsessed. This is like my analysis of him, I think, like 2 years ago. Yeah. He's
Yeah,
become like
he's-
so he's like so optically rhetorically obsessed that he doesn't actually care about the message or anything, right? Like what he's actually advocating for.
Yeah, because when somebody like that says to their audience, like, you guys are dumb, I'm not a reformist, I believe a revolution is the only way that we get political power. Like, why do I believe that guy after he gets criticism that all of a sudden he's cool with electoralism?
Sure. And also like the idea that like a trans genocide is coming, everything is like World War II, but like the true reformists are going to be inside playing video games because they have autism and they can't hop on a flight somewhere. The $40,000
I'm
a
gonna
month
steel
they
man.
make. Yeah.
I'm gonna steel man Vaush a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
Please do.
And I could be a little bit wrong,
You
but
are.
I feel like what he means when he says this is not necessarily that like electoral politics is pointless, right? And not even to say that it couldn't get us closer towards, whatever socialist goals or whatever, but more so the idea that we're not going to get the fundamental change in power structures and institutions without a revolution.
Cringe.
Which you can disagree or agree with that, but it's a little bit different than how you characterized it.
Wait, what's the less extremist version of how you're characterizing it?
I mean, you made it sound like he was like a revolutionary who didn't find any value in electoralism or electoral politics, right?
I say that the value that he finds is to be more optically effective. That he's going to be criticized if he only does his extremist rhetoric, and that he's only jumped on board with that since getting labeled extremist. And that his interactions with electoralism is very minor.
Oh my god.
Sure, but I don't
good.
see him being like hyper anti-electoralism. That's not like a position I get from him.
Okay. What do you think about that, Cherry? Is he hyper anti-electoralism?
I mean, I'm pulling off of the clips that I've seen, but when he engages with somebody who is criticizing him for his rhetoric and talking about electoralism, and he's like, the 2024 election is already decided, it's going to be a coin flip. I don't know how that's believing in electoralism. That's some
What do you think he meant when
everything's
he said that?
already decided. That it sounds like he doesn't fucking believe in democracy. I don't know what it is. It just definitely doesn't sound like somebody who feels like they need to advocate for voting.
If we're being
and
charitable
and all of that shit.
If we're being charitable, I think what he means is that, well, the two sides of electoral politics seem to have already sort of chosen their camps, and in a big degree, I mean, depending on what the Republican does as far as Donald Trump versus DeSantis or whatever, probably has minimal impact on the outcome of the election, in his opinion, right? He doesn't see much changing in that, like who's going to be involved in the elections, or
Wait, hold on. The year is 2023. He aligns himself with a PAC that is involved in canvassing to get people out to vote because they find electoralism to be part of incremental change to push the progressive agenda to combat the idea that he's just an extremist that wants a revolution. This person says in the year 2023 that actually it was last year that he said the election in 2024 is already decided and it's a coin toss. Where are you finding the charitability there?
I just don't see that statement as being anti-electoral politics at all.
What do you see it as being then? Specify.
Skeptical about how much of a difference in how much the electoral will of the people is going to sway either way come 2024.
And why would somebody who is skeptical like that
participate in
jump onto a political PAC that does nothing but their goal is to canvass to help affect electoralism
at the state or the federal level?
We were in Wisconsin on the state level, but they
will
be
there's a big
participating
difference
in the federal
between
level. There's
thinking
not.
that the federal election is going to be a coin toss and saying that it's not even worth it to get involved in state politics. That's a huge difference in opinion.
No, it's not. The whole point of Wisconsin was to help change the Supreme Court there to protect the state from getting turned over in a federal election. It the local can help affect the federal.
Yeah, but
that's why we want to start at the local.
But it's not solely
Go back 1 second.
for the federal election, right? The state. I feel like you're discounting the importance of state politics in that scenario.
I have no idea. I'm confused.
About what?
About what you're arguing about.
I just feel like you're being hyper uncharitable and taking the worst interpretation because we all just don't like Vaush.
Well, the thing is, I've already acknowledged that I could be making too much out of somebody who could be a good advocate, and that maybe there's a more positive way to try to get more of an effort from him and maybe less extremist rhetoric. But I'm not gonna like pretend like what he says is there's some like logical reason why he should be saying that.
I don't know. I'm not sure where the disconnect is, to be honest. But I don't know. Maybe I am autistic, like Chat's saying. So
Oh my god, everything can't be autism.
no, everything is autism.